Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl Kelechi, the K Star, and you're back on T for 20. I'm taking it a little different. I'm taking a little different route today. As you can see, I'm the only one on the couch because I feel like what I'm about to talk about today, I relate to it so much. It's like I'm currently living in what I'm about to talk about. So, as most people know, I graduated this summer, July 18th, 2023, class of 23. Don't play. And when I graduated, I had hopes and expectations and fantasies and dreams and delusions, whatever you want to call it. I had so many expectations even before I graduated. Like I remember in January, I had this tape playing in my head over and over again of what life would look like after July, after I threw my graduation hat. There was a clip, I played it every day in my head for maybe 2 to 3 months. And I still remember what it was. It was me, waking up in the morning, um, in London, because I'd love to live in London, um, going to work, at a like lovely radio station or something like, you know, just something along the lines of that. But it was me and my dream job in my dream city, you know, my friends around, just life making sense. I thought, oh, as soon as this hat was going to be off my head, that is the graduation hat, I thought, okay, life is about to start making sense. And while I kind of prayed for the life I have now. I kind of hoped for the life I have now to be in a Russell Group University for my master's, doing a media course. I don't know. I did pray for this. I did want this, I guess. But at the same time, it's like, hmm, this is not really exactly how I thought it was going to go, you know? And I think a lot of my expectations, like a lot of you relate to it as well, because I asked on my Instagram if, like, what you guys thought life after graduation would look like. And we're going to get to those answers because I was scrolling through them and I was like, real. But I think for the most part, what fed into my delusions, and maybe some of you can even like relate, is definitely the media. Because if it's one thing I can say, the media, like, and I'm going to like keep referencing it because I think it's a yardstick in which the masses, that's me, that's you, in which the masses manifest and interpret our lifestyle, you know. And one thing that kept playing in my head when I wanted to talk about this was anytime we watch movies, anytime we watch, we consume content around, let's even say high school, because high school is a more popularized, you know, genre for movies. But when the graduation scene is usually the last scene of the movie, that is the scene that ends it. And we are left with our imagination and maybe some parts of the movie prior to kind of interpret what the end would look like. And honestly, in my head, and I'm thinking many of you too, I just believed that, graduation was going to be the end of the movie subconsciously. I thought it was going to be the end of struggle, hustling, um, stress, distress. Um, I thought it was going to be the end of a lot of stuff. I remember what the last month of university was like for me. I struggled, girl. I was in the library every night, every morning, every afternoon. I survived on cans of Monster. I I cried almost I cried almost every day, you know. And shout out my friends, shout out my people from Uni of York because they know how it went down those last few months. And I just thought, after graduating, I would even say after I submitted my dissertation, my final dissertation, the month after that was, I always say this was the best month of my life, because I was just chilling, like maximum chilling, maximum vibe. And I thought that this was what this was what life was going to look like for the rest of my 20s, or for the rest of my life now. But because of how we have romanticized, hustle and struggle and all those things outside graduation, because I remember I'd have conversations and I would just be like, yeah, we're going to have to work hard after, but I think we've got it. I think we kind of made those kind of statements to blanket how tough life was going to be after university, and university is an institution that thrives off structure. So you wake up in the morning, you go for your 9 a.m., you have lunch, you go for your 2 a.m. or 3, sorry, 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. Like, we are literally surviving off structure. But I think those first few months to a year to maybe 2 years or after you graduate, there's this level of, well, I've only been a graduate for like what, 4 months, but I digress. We thrived off structure, and I think for the first time in our lives, specifically for people who went to primary, nursery, secondary, and A levels and university at a stretch, like me, this okay, let me not say like me, because like I'm still low key in structure because I'm doing my master's. But like for the masses, or like for a lot of people like that are out of the schooling system and like and looking for work and just trying to discover themselves, this is the first time in a long time they are living out of structure. And it's kind of confusing, I'd assume. I think it would be very confusing because bef- maybe for the past 20 years of your life, you woke up, you had class, you did this, you did that next. So there's certainly an extra level of confusion, and there is, like, this past week I've just been thinking, I've been worried about my future. I've been thinking, am I not doing enough? Is there more I need to do? Especially as a creative, because I think I've said this on this channel already. There is definitely a graduated level of lack of structure and lack of blueprints to tell us how to, like, work around finding our roles. So I myself and many people I've had this conversation with, we're just like in this element of doubt, we're thrown out to the real world finally, and it's just confusing and it's stressful, and like hustle is real and it's scary. I'm not even going to lie to you. It's extremely scary because, like I said, we've always had this element of imagination outside what graduation would look like. It's heavy on imagination. And it's like that period you graduate, you're still in touch with a good number of people from your uni, and to some extent you may know what some people are doing, and you're like, oh, this person is doing this person is doing that. Should I be, hopping on my Zoom like here? Should I be doing this? Should I be what? Like, am I not doing enough? Back to what I was saying about, am I not doing enough? Is there more I need to do? Do I need to go network at more events? Do I need to post more on my LinkedIn? Girl, it's confusing, you know? And a lot of people, back to the Instagram answers I got, a lot of people definitely thought there was going to be a long time for resting. But like me and like other law students and other, let's say, nursing students, and people in this strong, let me not say strong, in these traditional degrees, sometimes you forget that school does not stop after university. And I think it's a very humbling realization, because okay, me for instance, I did something very silly after graduating. So when I got my final results and I got my final results, it was time for me to move out of my house for third year. Girl, I donated almost everything I owned. My pots, my pans, my pillows, my blankets. I donated everything. And I don't like I knew I was going to continue my education. I knew I was going to go for masters. But there was this level of, I'm done. Get these things away from me. Or I just felt like these things needed to be gone with this chapter. Maybe when I start my new chapter, I will get some more stuff. But I know at that certain time, I was thinking, oh my gosh, I'm graduating. Get these things away from me. I'm done with them. I don't need them. But I think when I came to my accommodation for masters, the biggest thing I learned was that life continues. There is continuity here. There was no need to do that. I was very excited, but it wasn't necessary to do that because life continues. And I think that is something feeding back to what the media has taught us or what we have subconsciously learned from the media. Your life doesn't just end, you know it continues and it graduates, it gets harder and it gets more complex, and there are new characters in your life, and you feel different sometimes, and there's just so many elements to what life looks like after graduating that I just didn't realize it was going to look like. I thought we were gonna be, in the beach having a mimosa or something every day. That's what I was thinking, girl. Why am I still here? You know, so I think it's a confusing state of mind to be in because I, I actually remember feeling underwhelmed about graduating almost a week after. I thought that at least for the month of July, I was gonna be on this high. But like after I graduated, I was like, yeah, okay, cool. And there are some times where not not to say that I don't appreciate being a graduate or graduating. There are some times where I'm like, damn, you did that, girl. You have a law degree at 19, girl. That is insane. But it's a very 2-second mindset type of thing. It's like, oh, I graduated, I have a law degree. That's crazy. Back to regular scheduled programming. Like, it's nothing you dwell on. Like, I thought I was going to dwell on it. I thought that was going to be you know, I thought that was going to be half my personality, at least for the rest of the year. But life changes and like, you become a different person. I thought my personality was going to be, oh yeah, Kelechi rock star, law degree at 19, crazy. But now it's Kelechi, still a rock star, but master student at 19, girl. Don't play with me. So I think just had to put that there. I think there is definitely there's definitely this realization that me and my cohort are feeling right now about, life after grad. So I'm going to let me get my iPad. I'm I'm going to share what some people said. I'm going to share what some people said. So my question was, what did you expect life to look like after graduating? My homegirl Itunu said opportunities that come with having a degree. And let me tell you something, right? This particular phrase, like, it's just bringing memories because I remember as soon as I graduated, I applied for one of my dream jobs. And I thought I was gonna get it, straight off of uni to my dream job. I thought I was going to get it. Girl, I didn't. And I wept like a baby for like 2 days straight because I was like, what do you mean you are not giving me this job? I'm qualified, I think. I think I'm qualified. I'm enthusiastic. I'm charismatic. I have good skills. Look at my what's it called? Look at my LinkedIn. Look at my CV. Look at the cover. Did you read the cover letter, girl? Are you sure you read the cover letter? Because what you mean you didn't give me the job? And I remember when I got the letter, and they did not even give me a reason, you know. And this was like the first job I applied to, like my first potential big girl job I applied to. And I remember feeling so, I remember feeling so incapable. I was like, but I have a degree though. You know, I have the degree. What do you mean you're not going to give me this job? And I remembered instantly that there are people who I know, who I have known, that applied for so many jobs until they finally got the one. And I mean, I heard that story, the stories of, you know, some of my friends applying for many jobs before getting the one they got. And initially it was just like, you know, a story. But after not getting this first job I applied for, I was like, oh, I have a long way to go then. I think it finally dawned on me after graduation that, oh, I have a long way to go before I find the job. Girl. Cynthia said, I expected to be really anxious about picking the right thing to do next. I was right. Girl, that's too real. Because, I mean, I always knew I was going to go into media. But I think after coming here and starting my master's, I realized that media is such a broad term. And now I'm like, damn, I know exactly where I want to go. That is media. But where exactly do I want to go? So I think maybe we can relate to that level. Then she also said, also, I thought I would take time to rest and catch flights. Only resting so far. Real. Real. I thought as soon as I graduated, I would be in the Maldives? Maldives? The Maldives. Hmm. I thought I was gonna be there, girl. I thought I was going to be there. I thought I was going to I thought I was gonna be in London, you know, doing what London girls do, having the time of my life. I was thinking I would be in Niger a couple weeks, you know, having fun with the friends. I just thought I really thought I really romanticized, man. Boy, was I wrong. Simra says, I felt I'd have my life together with structure, but instead it's the opposite. Back to the structure thing I'm talking about. We were so used to structure, as I said earlier, because of spending 2 decades of our lives being in a system, the education system. And now we're out of it. It's like, oh, where am I meant to go next? You know, it's quite confusing. But I think we're going to figure it out. We're going to hack it. We have no other choice but to do so. Um, Mayowa said, not like the stress it is currently looking like real, real. It is quite stressful. I remember the first 2 to 3 weeks of uni, I had crazy insomnia. And I'll tell you what was keeping me up at night: thoughts. Thoughts of what is going to be next. What is my next move? What am I going to do? Blah, 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 blah. And it stressed me out. It stressed me out. My homegirl Favor said, me with a dream job and having a smooth journey during my master's degree. Same. I thought I'd have my dream job by now. But I think I am understanding now that life happens in seasons. Because if you think about it in the grand scheme of things, I'm doing a full time master's. My homegirl is doing a full time master's as well. How would we have time to enjoy our dream job if we don't go through this, you know? And to some extent, I was at the point I was like, maybe I shouldn't have done my master's. Maybe I should have just gone straight into industry. But today, speaking to you, I can say I'm grateful for being in my master's because I wouldn't have been in this city I'm in, making the connections I know I have started making right now. You feel me? So, like life is by design. Things happen one at a time and for a reason. So, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. My friend Oyinko said soft. Same. I thought it was gonna be soft as well. What did I think? Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for. I hope I'm not missing anyone. Thank you so much for your answers. I really appreciate them. I'm going to ask more questions I'll be incorporating into more episodes on Tea for 20. So look out on my Insta. That's Kelechi, double KELECHII. All right. I recently came across a post from someone on Instagram. I can't remember who said that you may be stressing about what life looks like right now, but you are most likely on the right track. You are most likely doing a good job. You are most likely where you're meant to be. So enjoy it, because you prayed to be in this position. You hoped to be in this position. And real, because I remember when I got my admission letter to Warwick, I had notes. I got my admission in like what, July? I had notes from January praying to get into Warwick. I wanted to be here. I prayed to be here. So just enjoy the process. Everything is a process. Take one foot, then the next, one step at a time. Because I definitely feel sometimes that this is absolutely not what I imagined life to look like. I definitely thought it was going to be, I thought it was going to be crazy. I thought it was going to be fun. I thought it was going to be soft. Everything I've said earlier already. But this is it's a very monumental stage of my life. I truthfully believe that. And I believe that where I'm hoping to go, I'm going to get there. So if you're listening to this, let me give you a little advice or two. Enjoy where you are right now. Try to make the most of where you are right now. Maximize your opportunity in the space you are, so that you can look back and be like, I'm glad, I'm glad that I was in that position. Thank God it's over, but I'm glad I was in that position. So yeah, I think us graduates, class of 23, we're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. You're doing phenomenally. I'm supporting you. I'm riding for you. I hope your dreams become reality. I really do. So, yeah, keep going. Don't stop. That's something I've learned to. Don't stop. Just keep grinding. Stay on your grind. It may be difficult because this is not what we exactly imagined, but it's happening. So you're going to have to make the most of it. And one more thing that I'm also trying to learn, one more thing I'm definitely trying to learn is that try to create opportunities for yourself. Like, try to create opportunities to be happy, because I think as adults, we come to like as growing adults, we come to realize that the reason, let's say, Christmas, or the reason all these holidays were fun, were because we had people, our elders, our parents, making those opportunities for us. But now it's your responsibility to make that happen for you. So get out of your bed, plan a weekend with your friends if you can, you know, so that you may at least feel better about your realization that graduation is not the end of the movie. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Maybe with a guest, maybe without. Stay tuned.